15 minutes after the hour, time for your grain update. And if you're a new listener, a new viewer, you would want to know that every Tuesday at this time, we head out to Whitehall, Maryland. A guest here and part of our team now, Ben Hushon from the Mill, calls Whitehall, Maryland home. And Ben, you've been fighting a little bit of Mother Nature here the last week ago today. Things were a little bit wet, but talk about the last 7 days.
Good morning, Mark. It's just as Tim predicted for us last week. We cooled back off, had that rain come through, cooled back down into typical weather, 50, 55, maybe touching 60, except for Easter Sunday was an anomaly. We had 85-degree, warm, sunny, really dried things out. So, Mark, as you can imagine, some folks were really interested in planting corn this week. I took the soil temperature this morning just at sunrise. It was had only gone up 1 degree from last Tuesday. It's up to 53 degrees in no-till ground. And pretty much, I mean, there are planters rolling from Queen Anne County, Maryland, up through Pennsylvania a little bit, but mostly, just like the farm I'm on this morning at Clear Meadow, they're just getting started. They're not terribly excited. They're early, feeling good, and want to get all the equipment and get some bugs worked out.
Exactly right. Yeah, and we say a lot of times here already today mentioning it's April 18th, not May 18th. So there's a lot of calendar there. Before we run out of time here, you wanted to also cover the cover crops here and getting ready here. You get a burn down going on there.
We do, Mark. That's a different thing for us to be looking at. That is burning down soybeans pre-plant soybean weed control. And the challenge, as Roundup-resistant weeds are moving closer to our community, we have to take a different approach. And what's going on in that video, and for the listeners, you have to plan ahead. We're out burning down with a 2,4-D sonic, and that's got to be done at least 7 days prior to planting so that it's safe for the soybeans to be planted. There's mare's tail already in our community. We don't Roundup-resistant mare's tail is already up and growing, so we need that 2,4-D out there to get it killed off.
You know, that leads me here to just remind listeners and viewers they can go to your website. A lot of agronomic information, no matter where they are in the country, east or west, north or south. And you folks at the Mill do a great job of just providing general information on an agronomic basis, Ben.
Well, thank you, Mark. I learned a long time ago. My father's a dairy farmer. Once a dairy farmer, always, even though the cows are gone. And it's You teach and train, and people will come back to you for information, and they'll probably buy something occasionally, and that's pretty much how we build our business.
Very good. And so they just go to the Mill. What is the website? Make sure I have it right for everybody.
Yep, themillcrops.com. We've shortened it up for folks. Themillcrops.com.
Very good. Millcrops.com. Ben, we'll talk to you next week. I'm sure there'll be some acreage numbers to talk about percentage-wise and some corn in the ground.
Yes, there will. Mark, I hope your viewers and listeners have a safe week.
Thank you, Ben. You as well for the update. And again, if you're a new listener, new viewer, Ben is with us every Tuesday at this time to take a look, as he just did, weather-wise, planting progress now, and more from the eastern part of the country. We'll take a break, and we'll get you caught up in the grain and livestock futures trade. We continue after this. Getting our thanks to Ben Hushon from the Mill, themillcrops.com, a great website there to learn, again, general economic or agronomic information. All right, to the board we go. As promised, here's what's going on in the grain and livestock futures right now. These are up to the minute, up to the moment quotes, live quotes from CME. No delay here on Market Day Report. 3.5 lower in corn. Nearby May, 3.63 1/4. New crop December down 3.87 1/4. A lot of folks wonder 3.87, 3.85 might be a level that would hold here in December. Looking at the soybean trade, beans down sharply at the end, now still over a dime lower. May down a dime. November new crop down 8.75. New crop November 9.53 1/2. Let's check the wheat trade here. A lot of pressure yesterday. Not as much today, down about a penny. July, Chicago down a penny, 4.34 3/4. Kansas City, new crop July, unchanged. Minneapolis, the new crop July contract there is up 3 3/4, 5.41 1/4. The cotton trade back and forth on the day yesterday. Still mixed trade today. May is lower by 12. Next contract July up 3, 78.20. Let's move over to livestock here. Live cattle futures higher yesterday, almost another $1 advance right now. April live cattle 127.40. More actively traded is June. It is up 94 points, 116.52, over 116.5 now on the June futures. How about feeder cattle? They were up well over $1 yesterday. Looking at the April feeders, up 17, 139.22. The May feeders are up even more. May more active and is up 87 at 141.02. August feeders, if you're checking out there in the summer, August feeder cattle, 88 points higher, 143.10. A lot of auctions going on right now. Ed Serwin will join me on Thursday morning to give us a look at the cash feeder auctions around the major states. Take a look at the beef cutout here to start the day here before we get to our pork trade and see that our numbers sharply higher to start the day here. Again, over a $2 advance in the choice cuts here, 214.13, 214 and a bit better here, up over $2, and the select up $1.30. Bottom line, this is the highest since the last of March. But history shows us that the first and second quarters, beef can generally be stronger. Third and fourth quarter, historically, will be weaker in this beef trade. Moving over to the hog trade then, hog futures right now after the pressure yesterday. Many wonder if we might see some bottoming out here. Not so. April left the board yesterday, so May takes over today as the lead, and it was about $7 or $8 above where the April futures were. Right now, May is down 54 points, 67.18. They've been just below. It's only 8 points from their low of the day, so we are down again on the hog futures. June, pretty active trade there, looking at down $1.07 right now on June, and at 71.28. They went down to 71.05 for their low this morning. Again, down $1.07. We take a look at the cash trade here for hogs, and the market there continues weaker. The cash markets here, an average on that carcass trade, just around 55.5, while on the cash market, $45 on average. You look around the country nationwide. Finally, one last look here, the pork cutout. A lot of folks wondering here, this will be a key for, they say, for the futures to level off and find some support, is the demand for pork. Carcass trade up 38 points, 38 cents, should say, and just below $75 as we started the day here. Loins are up over $1. Hams pretty well unchanged. Bellies up nearly $2. Christina, we'll keep an eye on all that as we work through the day.
All right, thank you, Mark.